Hello everybody, this is Fanny. I hope you're having a good day. Always the same thing for my introduction. I really don't really care about the forms. You can see I'm not even wearing makeup. Just making videos as my ideas come. I'm painting right now. I'm painting something new. It's like a flower of life, sun. It's going to be black and gold, something very simple. I was just on the phone with my friend Lydie, and like we had such a good conversation, and I told her, I was like, man, I wish we recorded that. It was just such a good conversation, and we were talking how, you know, nowadays, like mostly in America, you have to prove, we have so much to prove. Okay, I'm gonna give you a sum up, pretty much a summary of our conversation, because yeah, it was amazing. I realized a lot of cultural stuff. I realized that I could be a therapist. Literally, I'm like an expert in psychopaths. I realized also, you know, it's nice to talk with a friend and hearing other people's opinion, because it recenters you. Okay, I'm not that crazy. We all feel this way. And so, because when you don't talk to anybody and you feel a certain way, then you isolate because you feel different. You feel crazy, nobody will believe you or anything. Or when you hear your mentors that they always, you know, able to overcome fears and stuff, you're like, okay, yeah, that seems so obvious, but I'm so bad, you know, I'm not able to do that. That keeps coming back, whatever. And so first off, we were talking about the difference between France and America, because I was telling her about my credit cards, and she's like, but how did you do to be in debt so much with credit cards? Like, do they give credit cards to anybody? And in France, we don't have this mentality. We don't have credit cards in France. So if you don't have the money, you don't spend, which is great. I recommend that you never spend the money you don't have, seriously, because this is dangerous to get in debt. You know, you don't want to be in debt. I've never been in debt all my life until I came to America and I got credit cards, and then it's too easy. You have the credit card, you want something, you're like, well, I can. You know, so if you're a little impulsive like me, and I see crystals, for example, things that I know it's a unique crystal, it's really a unique piece, I will not see a piece like this anytime soon. I need to buy it, you know, and then I just buy it. In France, you don't have the money, then you don't have the money, you don't buy it, but then you miss opportunities, but you don't get in debt, you play safe. And so she was like, you know, it's so stupid to have credit cards, why? And so I was telling her, well, it's not that stupid. Here's the thing. In France, we like to play it safe. Okay, so we don't have a lot of debt, but we have very flat ways of life. Middle class, for the most part. Maybe there's rich people in France as well, like doctors, lawyers, like these professions. But it's not like here in the US, where you have people who start like making millions out of selling a book, or inventing something, you know, that find new ideas and stuff. Why? And I told her, because the credit cards, what it allows you to do, if you have a business, if you have an idea, for example, she wants to open a food truck, right? A pizza truck, whatever. You want your pizza truck, you have a credit card, boom, you buy the thing, you need $20,000, boom, you do it. Next week, you can start your business. In France, you need to save up $20,000. How long does it take you? You need to go find a little job and put money on the side. Like 3 years down the road, maybe you've saved $20,000. So I was like, in a way, yes, it's dumb to get in debt, but at the same time, it's also dumb to never take a risk in your life, because if you don't risk anything, you never achieve anything. So yeah, maybe I was dumb to use my credit card so much, but I took the chance for my business. I invested in the supplies. I invested in the workshops. I kept feeding my family while I was doing my business, something that I love, that inspires me and maybe inspires some other people as well. So you see, at least I took a chance. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't, but I could never say I didn't try, you know. And so then, and I was like, this is all the difference of mentality between French and American. We play it safe, but we're not great innovators. Because then she was like, you know, I don't have a good I don't have a good vision for the future. I think the earth is just getting worse and worse. The environment, humans are just here to destroy the environment. We're not bringing any good. We're just taking and destroying. And I just really think, like, you know, Wall-E, the movie, it's gonna be like this. In the end, the earth is gonna end up like this. And so she was thinking like that. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, you see the lake next to my house? The lake is dry and now they're gonna cut the water, whatever. She's like, it's just getting bad and stuff. And I'm like, well, this joins back the theory of the credit cards, right? Because in France, we're not great innovators and we're not action takers. And I'm telling her, like, the lack of participation by my French friends on my Facebook, even my direct Facebook page, right? My personal Facebook page, which are all friends that I've met, not like Pachamam Art with public. And there are many people that I've never met that I feel like a community and everything, but I haven't really met. My personal private page on Facebook is all people that I know that are friends of mine who know me. And when I do a live on my page, unless it's pictures of me as an Esteban, this is the only times that I have likes and reactions on my Facebook is when pictures of me and Esteban. Anything else, politics, cultural, artistic, zero involvement, zero interest, zero commitment. And I'm like, the French are not the people who change the world. Like, not a lot of them. And because we don't have this culture of risk, of change, it's administration, you know. So yeah, that was the first thing. And then we were talking about, so we need both, right? We need the people who keep you safe, and we also need to sometimes be able to implement new stuff. Otherwise, the world will never change. And I told her, I was like, you know, I don't have this vision. I was more a revolutionary when I was in France because, yeah, the lack of change in this country is just revolting. Even though we're the country of revolution, we have great thinkers and philosophers and writers and stuff, but not in terms of taking actions and creating communities and stuff like that. At least when I was there, from what I saw. And when I go back there. Even though there are people who do efforts in the arts and stuff. But anyways, I was like, from my side, my vision from America, I can see, and this is why I'm so much present on social media, on the pages, Navy, United Nations, the masterminds, YOSOY, you know, in Argentina, the Resonance Science Foundation, everybody, I talk about them in my book because the big organizations that have influence and power and massive exposure, right? Are all, you can see the change in the mindset, starting to ask questions. And I think that COVID actually helped a lot of these people realize, because the military, for example, thousands, millions of people forced, and not just the military, medical industry, even now I look for a job, I look at the announcement, last line of the job description, must be vaccinated for COVID. Okay, not interested. You know, this is blackmail. This is blackmailing. And I think all these people in the military who've been, or in the medical industry and stuff, who have been forced to take 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots, right, against their human rights, are starting to be fed up with it and ask questions. Why do I obey to the system? How does the system treat me back? And how can we change it? You know, what is really right in my job that I'm doing, and what can we improve and make better? mostly I think in terms of environments and humanitarian, the nuclear power and stuff that we talk about all the time. And you see there is really, really a lot of efforts, a lot of new curriculums. I was talking about the curriculums. I saw the curriculums of the Navy postgraduate school. You look at the stuff, it's so interesting. Everything. I was like, oh my God, I want to go there. And then you look at the United Nations, like all the programs. I'm like, oh my God, I want to work there. Because it's, I think mostly the COVID that has put us online and forced us to see what's going on in other people, organizations and stuff, that we were able to bridge all that and be like, oh, okay, these are the topics that we need to focus on and bring a change. And I told her, I was like, there are a lot of people who want to bring a change, who are tired to just see the monopoly of certain big corporations or orders that you don't know where the orders are coming from. Because it's always, mostly in organizations like the military, it's an order from your superior, but who has an order from a superior, and in the end, the order comes from nobody. Oh, it's a state law. Oh, it's a government law. Oh, it's in the end, you can't point fingers at anybody. You can't find the source. You just have millions of people who are obeying a rule, a source that they don't know where it's coming from, and they don't have verification or a proof or whatever, a warranty, or if they are sent to a war. And then I would probably, America is not at war, but in other countries, maybe it's the same for soldiers. You send them for a certain excuse, political excuse, justified. Oh yeah, we need to send troops there for that. But what is the real excuse? Is it really the real reason? Is it really why we're here, or is there something else? And people are starting, asking questions, who really want to be more mindful and make a change. And so I was like, we're really at this pivoting point where, of course, like, it takes time. You can't just switch everything. Like for me, I'm the first one to say, oh, I'm tired of using oil for the gas in the car. Well, of course, I'm still using oil. I don't know how to create a solar panel car, that works on free energy. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. But at first, for example, I'm talking to a friend. He wants to go work in the nuclear. He's starting new studies right now to go work in the nuclear. And I tell him, what are you doing? It's the past. Like, don't go start studying for this that is damaging the planet. It's like, yeah, but this is where the money is. I'm like, but stop thinking money. Think about the planet. Where is it that we need to put the forces? Where do we need to put the thing? Go study renewable energies. This doesn't pay. And that's the mentality, because it doesn't pay or thing. Then people go where, the money is. And but that's the thing, though. Even if you're not an engineer, if you don't have a good paycheck yet and whatever, once millions of people start having the same speech, okay, sometimes I feel like, oh my God, I'm talking. I'm not taking much action. I'm here, I'm stuck. I have no money to create something or, make a massive event. I'm just here doing paintings, I'm so useless. I'm just blah, 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 But maybe some people were going to start, I'm like, oh yeah, she's got a good point. And then they're going to start talking about it around them. Oh yeah, they've got a good point. Then it reaches the ears of, the masterminds. Then they talk about it in front of thousands of people. Oh, they've got a good point. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, we haven't taken an action yet, but the speech in people's minds, in people's mouths, all around the world starts being different. So then you're no longer the outcast that thinks that thing, and other people, oh yeah, you're a dreamer. Oh yeah, you're crazy. Oh yeah, maybe in 50 years. No. Now everybody's saying the same thing. And so then, the engineer, is no longer the engineers who is like, oh yeah, no, but this is science. Oh yeah, no, this is the spiritual stuff. No, now they start realizing the spiritual, the environment, and the engineering is all coming together. You have to take into account. So now they're implementing. Now they're going to create new curriculum, new stuff. So yeah, what other people think matters. We always say, learn to not care about what other people say, what other people think. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. Honestly, I feel like I'm bulletproof. I'm like, but in the end, I care what my friends think of me. When someone thinks something negative of me, it's like sometimes you can even share someone's post because, like, I don't know, you have ideas behind your mind or whatever. No, I'm just literally sharing a friend's post because I support their work, and why am I saying that? I don't know. I got distracted. Yeah, because I think I care what people think of me. I care what my friends, my community, and not just of me, what they think, what their ideas and stuff also. So we all like that, all humans. You need relationships. We do care. Even if we say, I don't care what people think of me, we still care what people think of us. We're here, we're humans, we're 8 billion humans. We're here to have relationships, to create partnerships together. So once everybody starts aligning in harmony on the same speech, or at least willingness to find solution through discussions and stuff like that, you're not ashamed anymore to have a different opinion. Because now everybody has this new opinion, so you're not like, oh, I'm the outcast now, my friends are gonna reject me, or they're gonna think that. So yeah, that was the little other conversation about the environment that I'm hopeful. I wasn't hopeful when I was in France, but now when I'm in the US, I'm hopeful because there's a lot more action takers and funds and stuff to make it happen. What I do not appreciate in the US that I prefer in France is the social aspect. The US is very suspicious and very weird manners to welcome people, while in France we're a lot more kind and welcoming and warm, even though we say we're cold, but we're a lot more natural. And we were having, that was the thing. In the US, you have to make a big speech. You have to prove something. You have to show that you're constantly trying to be better, a hard worker. Hard worker is the thing. Like, you hear every day, you have to work hard, you have to work hard. We're not like this in France. It's like, you have to be authentic, you have to be true. And where my friends were just talking here for 4 hours, we're just sitting there and I'm painting and she's chilling on her bed and we're just talking and we don't have anything to prove, and we both feel so much better. And that's also, I think, that America needs a little bit more of that as well, just like the authenticity, not having something to prove sometimes, just just having the maintaining, entertaining, your relationships and stuff. So then we started talking about relationships. That was very interesting because we were talking about narcissists, right? And these relationships. And I started analyzing like all these traits of narcissists, and I'm like, man, I should have a degree in narcissist psychology. It's crazy. And because I realized last night that some stuff that I'm thinking, and I think that I'm schizophrenic, I'm like, oh my God, I'm schizophrenic. I'm crazy. Mostly when like people are jealous, of me. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't even have friends because like people are jealous. Oh my God, I can't even intrude somewhere because I'm not good enough, or, I have all these thoughts. And then I feel like I'm total crazy schizophrenic. And then I'm talking to my friend and I'm like, no, we're perfectly normal. We just need friends. There's nothing wrong with us. So I realized by seeing stuff yesterday on social media that some thoughts that I had were not my thoughts, and that I was remote viewing things from other people's social media without even knowing they exist. And that made me, I was like, okay, so I'm pretty much channeling, remote viewing things that don't belong to me, or that we are both connected to that frequency or whatever. And then I'm taking, if I have a breach, I'm stressed. I've never been so stressed in my life. So the stress creates breach in your aura. So this thing, mostly if you're an empath and you're kind and you have that light and spark and stuff, it's attracted to you, the breach in your energy, and then you feel like it's your thoughts. And that was so crazy because what was it? Yes. So then I realized something, because she was talking about that person who was constantly in a relationship, constantly taking her down, right? And we were all having a good time one night. Everybody's having a great time. And that person, nobody noticed. We talking to that person. We're super friendly with her and everything. But in the end, she was mad. Nobody noticed because we were all in our frequency. Apparently, this person was mad, and she gave a bad time to our friend, really bad time, saying that, nobody was paying attention to her, blah, 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 which was not true at all, because we were talking and stuff, but she was in her own paranoia. Sometimes I am in this paranoia, so I understand exactly the pattern, the thinking process. And then it hit me, and I was like, now I understand the narcissist, why they're always dragging you down. So it's important, because then I told her, and she was like, wow, oh my God, yeah, oh my God, I never looked at it this way, it's crazy. And I figured that out while we were talking. She's like, the problem is that she's such in her paranoia and stress and stuff, so she's in a certain frequency. And just like I was saying yesterday, I recorded a video. I'm probably never going to post it because it was a little crazy. But when I'm channeling or when I'm connecting to energies that are higher energies, I keep yawning. I start yawning a lot, because your body takes all the strength to align to that frequency, to receive that frequency, align with it. So it sucks the energy, it pulls like you're digesting. You eat a lot of food, then you feel like you're in a coma, right? You're on a couch because all the energy of your body is directed to your stomach to digest that food. So it's the same if you're channeling. All your energy of your body is now gathered to your mind to elevate and align to that energy. So the rest of your body is weakened. So you start yawning. I start yawning a lot. And so I was like, so this person is in her frequency. And we were all in super joyful, good time, great, highly energy, having fun. So that's why we didn't even notice that lower frequency. But for her, there was so much distance in the frequency that it was too much for her body to align with our frequency. So her body started, just like when you see someone who's like, oh my God, this is my goal, I want to have a beautiful life like this, I want to do this kind of job, and you have your ideal, your role model, right? And then you're like, oh my God, but forget, I'm so far from this, you're almost discouraged. Oh my God, no, look at me, I'm not even able to pay my electricity bill right now, I'm such a loser. All of a sudden you feel the gap, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm so far from this. And then you start freezing and being super stressed. So at first, at first you're like, oh yeah, that's awesome, you're in your energy and stuff like that. But then you took so much energy, then your body, just like a kid who's learning, you're learning, then he has a time to integrate the knowledge, and then he's learning again, and time to integrate. You feel like he's stagnant. He's not stagnant, he's integrating. But so for that person who is in this lower frequency, then for her body, it's too much to align to this frequency. So the body starts being in a stress response, and that provokes anger and whatever. So then what do? Survival mode. They need someone who is aligned to their energy, or otherwise they feel rejected. So this is why then she gave her shit all night, because she couldn't stand that she was in another frequency. So she tries to drag her down back to her energy, so her energy could align to her. So that's why, and my friend, she was in between the two, you know, and she wanted her to be the bridge between the two, but the other one was so focused and stressed and stuff that she didn't want to elevate. She just wanted to stay there in her safe zone, and my friend to align with that energy. And then I realized that this is how the narcissist works, because don't get me wrong, I believe we all are a little bit narcissists. We all have our ego, okay? And the ego is right. The ego is what tells you, hey, don't let people treat you like that. I deserve better. Hey, you know what? I've been working my butt out for that. Yeah, I deserve the best. Yeah, I deserve it. Yeah, this is ego. Thank God we have ego. Otherwise, if you would always be like trying to understand others but never taking your own defense, then you would be just a carpet all the time. So ego, even though spirituality tries to tell you you have to crush the ego, no, you don't. It's a part of you. You have to accept and use it, you know, as your friend. Once again, the spirituality, I'm less and less attracted by these spiritual speeches that says you have to have unconditional gratitude and unconditional forgiveness. And even though I believe in forgiveness, I believe in compassion, destruction of the ego and stuff, no. You need the ego. I'm sorry, you can put your ego aside for friends. You have to know what your relationships mean to you so you can fight for it. It doesn't mean you're putting your ego aside. It means I deserve to have friends who fight for me, and I fight for them, and we fight for each other, and we have something extraordinary. This is also my ego saying, hey, we can do this. It's not putting my ego aside or whatever. But where was I going with that? The energy, right? So this is why, we all have kind of a narcissist side a little bit, you know? Because at some point we all feel like victim or something, or we all would like more attention, things like that, or take something badly. But the difference between a narcissist, a psychopath, and a human is that the narcissist, psychopath, will never question himself or herself. Never. It will always be the other person's fault. They will never be wrong or trying to question, oh, am I hurting someone when I'm doing that? Am I really right? Is that really how it is? Or am I just in a state of fear? Or, you know, questioning. You know, it doesn't really matter. We all have fear, we all have anger, we all burst out in joy sometimes, excitement, fear, whatever. We all, it's human. We have a color spectrum, emotion spectrum, all of that. The only difference, like I said, the narcissist, it's never his fault. They're always right. If they're angry, it's always because they have a good reason. It's always the other people's fault. They have grudges forever. That like, you do something, this is it. Like, one thing, you will hear about it for months and year and the rest of your life. And they will try to take their revenge on you too, you know. So that's the difference. So don't start, pretty much, if you're like, oh my god, why am I so bad? Oh my god, maybe I'm a narcissist. Oh my god, maybe I'm a bad person. If you're already questioning yourself, there's a chance that you're not. Okay, it means you're actually caring about what people think, the consequences of your words, the consequences of your actions. So you still care. Narcissists and psychopaths, they don't care. They don't care. It's not that they are mean people. It's just that they're not physically able to understand that maybe they're wrong. They could be wrong, or that they could be better. It just doesn't. And I don't know many. I know crazy people. Yes, a lot of crazy people. I'm crazy too. I know a lot of crazy people. Actually, it's a selecting process. If you're not crazy, probably you're not in my energy. But narcissist, I don't know many psychopath narcissists, but I do know some in my family, in friends' family, and they're just never wrong. They never question themselves, you know. So after a while, you just need to say, okay, don't talk to me again. Every time I talk to you or I think about you, I'm in a bad mood for 3 days and there's no positive point. You're just ruining my life. So I don't want you in my life. And this is the only solution, unfortunately, you know. And you see, if someone is not able to question themselves, for someone in their own family to see like their grandchild, you know, they won't even make an effort to question themselves because they would like to see their grandchild or be in their life and stuff like that. You're like, wow, that's some level of ego right there. You're like, wow, I wish I have a strong ego like that, because like, really, nothing can stop you. It's like, yeah, no, but the problem is like, if nothing can stop you when you're doing good around you, that's awesome. But if nothing can change your mind and you're just, you know, hurting people and being constantly mean, like criticizing and stuff like that, then you know, after a point, if they don't want, because like my friend, she's in therapy right now, you know, and she's like, pretty much, you have to go to therapy because of the people who don't want to go to therapy. And I tell her, because then she's like, I think, you know, she's okay for me to say that, because it's pretty interesting, I think, to share that. But to the point that she's almost like, no, you know what, I used to want to have children, because I asked her, I was like, you don't want to have kids? And she's like, oh, I used to want to have kids, but now I don't, because you know, this person repeated me so many times that I'm just irresponsible, that I'm not capable and stuff, that, you know, I think she's right. I'm like, no, wait. First off, I want you to know that this person is crazy. You're not. You are super kind. You would be an amazing mom. Just remember that, you know. Remember your value. Remember your worth before you let some evil person taking you down like so much that you completely have such a bad opinion of yourself. That's crazy. I mean, so people are really... So anyway, so yeah, that was my conversation today, and I wanted to share that. So about the environment, the difference of culture between France and America, the risk culture, and also that risk, it's sometimes good to take risks. If you don't take risks, you don't achieve something extraordinary. But also on the other side, also not to always want to be an achiever. An achiever, there's other things to life than just be an achiever. There is also being in an authentic relationship and finding your safe place, feeling safe with people, feeling like you can be yourself, and not always being in a defense mode, you know, or in a jealous mode. Sometimes, yeah, friends matter. And the other thing that was, yeah, the frequency, right? Why the narcissists act like this. It's a frequency, it's a response system from the body. Of course, they're not doing this on purpose, but it's just how the body responds to that. We need reference points. This is why people are so much into having mentors, and because we need reference points. We need to know where we stand in this world. What is my purpose? If I'm just here on my own with nobody, yeah, you can have your purpose if you don't depend or relate to anybody. But you need to have this strong will and vision already. Okay, if you're a little lost or you want to, for me, my business, for example, it's not that I'm lost, it's that my vision for my business was to build a bridge, right, between the countries, between the organizations, between what is art, if nobody to see it. There's no point. The point of art is to open discussions, to open the mind, the creativity. So if there's no one to share it with or to partner with, for me, there's no point to my business. It's boring. I don't care about, there's some people who are like, oh, I built my business by myself and it's impressive and I admire them. They build from nothing, from the ground up. They build all the stuff that I did all on my own by myself. For me, that's not my goal of my life. I don't care. I don't care in 5 years to tell you everything I built it by myself. I don't care. I want to say, you know what? I've had a good life. I did a job that I love. My business, I love it. I'm passionate, no matter if it brings me money or not. I kept doing it because I believe in my vision so much, because I wanted to bring people together. I wanted to bridge ideas. I wanted to shout out at things that I find unacceptable. I wanted people to understand questioning and dialogue and forgiveness and bring solutions and bringing hope and comfort to each other. The amount of people that I don't even know who share stuff that just I see it and instantly makes me feel heard and makes me feel better, and I'm like, wow, oh my god, this is exactly the point while I'm doing this, because it's people that, oh, they see someone in pain and yelling and they're offering a safe place, and this is what the world needs. And by opening up and sharing and everything, this is how we can become more aware of each other. So this is my goal, and to do it together. Personally, I don't have to prove, oh, all I did was, on my own, I'm such a badass. No, I don't care, because I don't want to spend all my time working. I wish I didn't have to do it on my own. I regret I didn't have more people want to partner with me, because all this time stressing out about all the marketing. How am I going to bring people to my workshop, spending time doing newsletter and stuff when it's not the stuff I like. I like to write to you guys, tell you what's going on and everything, but not much result. So financial frustration, not a lot of exposure, self-worth feeling, so being stressful, make me not be so available for my son. And I'm like, I wish the best years of my son, I wish I was more available, even more. I'm already not in a schedule, so I'm already more available than most moms, which I'm lucky, but I would like to be even more available, mostly not so much in terms of time, but in terms of psychological availability. Because if I'm stressed and I'm with him and I'm stressed thinking I'm broke, how am I going to pay my bills? Why am I spending so much time doing my paintings if it's not bringing me any money? I have a mission, but this mission is just getting me in more trouble and more trouble and more trouble. Then when my son is talking to me and I'm in my mind like this, reciting all the stuff I'm doing wrong, then he comes talks to me, mommy, and I'm like, what? And I hate that. I'd rather 10 times not have all the rewards, for my work, and enjoy life a lot more. But this is, everybody has different vision for that. But that's mine. So yeah, and then not listening to the people who always continuously bring you down, but also knowing to recognize the people that you care about and that you want to fight for. All right, that was my little message for today. I hope that was interesting to you. And honestly, I rarely make videos anymore every day, because I'm like, nobody cares about this stuff. And then I call a friend, or I see the amount of friends that are single moms that takes off, and leaving them in struggle and everything. It just drives me crazy to see that. And then I talk to people and I'm like, wow, imagine I have friends who thinks that Wally, the scenario is this, what's going to happen there. They don't want to have kids because they think this is the earth we're going to leave to our kids. And this is what I was saying. We're not inheriting the land from our ancestors. We're borrowing for our kids. And if people think there's no hope for our kids, there's no hope for us. They're not going to want to be involved in a new system. So then I see that and I'm like, okay, maybe I need to prove my point. or talk about my point in a video, because maybe you're like, oh, some other people think like that. Okay, oh, all right. What is the other perspective? Yes, there are people who care. There are people in big organizations that are trying, to do little by little. And the more we share the speech and align and harmonize on the same speech, even if the speech is different, but at least the common goal is finding a solution. Okay, of course, someone in the military who trains every day, launching missile in the ocean, they're going to tell you, yeah, but this is just a scratch on the Earth's surface. We're just launching a missile just in case we have to defend, just in case we have to move an asteroid from, landing on Earth, whatever. They have good arguments, but environmentalists, yeah, but why are you launching missiles in the ocean? There's still whales, there's still dolphins, you're altering the ecosystem and stuff like that. Okay, but the beauty is that we're both open to discussion. Okay, so what is the solution? So we do not need missiles anymore. What is the source? The war. Okay, we need to stop the war. All right, so politics. Okay, who's the guys who's always at war in this world? Okay, Eastern countries. It's always over there. Middle East, Eastern countries, this east side of Europe. What is the real deal? What is going on there? Is there some land of interest? Or are these people who accept to play the bad role to also bring up those topics? Is it religious? Is it economic? Okay, these are the real questions. Interesting. All right, guys, have a great day. Thank you for watching, if you're still watching. And yeah, like my page, Pachamam Art on Facebook. Go check my original painting on my website. Please support the business. You're not just buying a painting, or just like my friends who's selling her juice, some people that were like, oh, it's a little pricey and stuff. Yeah, you're not just buying a juice, you're buying the ingredients, you're buying your health, and you're supporting a business. You're supporting the new world, the new things you want. You're not giving your money to McDonald's, you're giving your money to a mother and her child and a family who's trying to make an impact and bring colors into the world. So think about that, please, before you're doing your Christmas presents. You can support depending on your budget. There is always budget, by the way. I've learned that when I think I don't have money for something, and all of a sudden I need $3,000 to repair my computer, I realize that you find $3,000, okay? So please support, buy one of my paintings, original paintings for Christmas. If you really don't have the budget, at least please go to my Redbubble store. You have home decor collections, mugs, bags, clocks, pillows, shirts, what else, bags, I'm forgetting, coasters. Go see the website, go my website, www.pachamamart.org, and browse my website. Go to shop and buy my ebooks, anything. If everybody supports, then you're helping me to continue my business, and I can keep sending free workshops, and then you can learn how to paint. You have some Christmas activities to do all together, stuff like that. So here's my little 5 minutes video, as always, turning into 45. But thank you for watching, and have a good day.